Let us see how to balance a chemical equation. We have just understood that balancing a chemical equation is required to follow conservation of mass. Since we cannot create or destroy mass, so the mass of reactants should be equal to the mass of products. Now, balancing a chemical equation not only includes conservation of mass, that is mass of reactant should be equal to mass of products, but also a complete balance equation should have physical states of each reactant and product to be mentioned, and also if there are conditions required like temperature, pressure or presence of any catalyst, that should also be mentioned. Now, before we see a complete balanced equation where physical states of reactants and products are also mentioned and also the conditions are also mentioned, that is temperature, pressure or presence of a catalyst, we will first learn to how to balance a chemical equation to follow conservation of mass. Then we will come to a complete balanced equation where we mention the physical states of each component, reactant or product, and also we mention the conditions, that is temperature, pressure or presence of a catalyst. Now, to be precise, we mention the physical states as the suffix of each compound of reactant or product, and we mention the temperature and pressure or the presence of a catalyst exactly on the top of the arrow of an equation or below of it. But we will talk about those physical states to be mentioned or the conditions to be mentioned later on. We will see to balance a chemical equation for conservation of mass first. Correct? That is, conservation of mass should be followed for balancing chemical equation. Now here are some examples, some reactions, some equations written, 4 equations written. We will see how to follow conservation of mass, for following conservation of mass, how to balance these chemical equations first. Okay, then we'll come to the complete balanced equation where we mention physical states and conditions also. Over left hand side you can see the first column is elements, which are the elements involved in a particular equation. What are the number of atoms? The second column you see over here is written number of atoms in LHS, which means number of atoms of each element written on the left hand side before the arrow, that is the left hand side of the equation. And the third column you see is number of atoms in RHS, which means what are the number of atoms of each element, those same elements on the right hand side, that is ahead of an arrow. Correct? So these are the 4 examples which we are going to see, and these 3 columns will help us to balance the chemical equation to follow conservation of mass. Correct? Now the first equation which you see over here is written as C plus O2 gives CO2. Correct? Now we'll try to fill these columns with the help of the equation. What are the elements involved in the very first equation? The very first equation is C plus O2 gives CO2. C plus O2 gives CO2. Then what are the elements involved in this equation? If we write over here, the elements are C and O. Correct? If you see on the left hand side, there are only 2 elements, carbon and oxygen, and on the right hand side also in the compound there are only 2 elements, carbon and oxygen. So the elements involved in this particular equation are only carbon and oxygen. That's what I have written over here, carbon and oxygen. Now what are the number of elements, what are the number of atoms of carbon present on the left hand side? If you see over here in the left hand side, you can see only 1 C written. Since the number has not been mentioned along with this letter C, it means the coefficient of C will be 1. Like the coefficient of X is always understood to be 1. Whereas if you talk about 1x, the coefficient is 1 of X. If you do not write 1, then also it means the coefficient is 1. So over here no number has been mentioned with C. It means the number of atoms of this element carbon is actually 1 on the left hand side. Correct? So the number of atoms of carbon on the left hand side is 1. Right? Now on the right hand side, if you see, there is no number placed just ahead of CO2, which means the coefficient of CO2 is just 1. Okay, now before I just elaborate this, just understand one thing. If a general formula is A2B3, if suppose we have a compound of formula A2B3 and there is a number written over here, so suppose it is 3. Okay, so how to find the number of atoms of element A in this compound? How to find the number of atoms of B in this compound? If you multiply 3 with 2, 2 is the suffix of A, 3 is the coefficient of this compound A2B3, then the number of elements of A will be 6. If you multiply this 3 with the suffix of B in this compound, then the number of elements of B is 3 into 3, that is 9. Always remember that you have to multiply the coefficient of compound with the suffix of each element in the compound, and that will give you the number of atoms of that element in the compound. Correct? If you see over here, the coefficient of compound A2B3 is 3, the suffix of A is 2, so number of atoms of A in this compound A2B3 will be 3 into 2, that is 6. The coefficient of compound A2B3 is 3 and the suffix of B in this compound is also 3. So if you multiply this coefficient of compound with the suffix of this element, that is 3 into 3, that will be the number of atoms of B in this compound. Correct? Similarly, if you see over here, nothing has been written as the suffix of C, nothing has been written as the coefficient of C. So it means 1 is the coefficient of C and 1 is the suffix of C. So 1 into 1 is C. And since carbon is not present in the second component of LHS, it means the number of atoms of carbon in this LHS will be 1. That is why I have written 1 over here. Correct? Over here also, if you see oxygen, suffix of oxygen is written as 2. Nothing has been written as coefficient of O2. It means the coefficient of O2 is 1. So the coefficient is 1, the suffix is 2. If you multiply 1 into 2, the number of oxygen atoms on left hand side will be 2. Correct? Similarly, if you see this CO2, nothing has been written just ahead of CO2 as coefficient. It means the coefficient of CO2 will be 1 and suffix of C will also be 1. Why? Because nothing has been written as suffix of C. It means the suffix of C should be 1 and coefficient of this compound is also 1. So number of atoms of C in this compound will be 1 into 1, and that is why in RHS the number of atoms of carbon is also 1. I hope you appreciate that this is the best way to find the number of atoms of each element in a compound. Whereas if you talk about oxygen in the right hand side, the compound is CO2, nothing has been written as suffix of CO2, it means the coefficient, nothing has been written as the coefficient of CO2, it means the coefficient of CO2 is 1. And the suffix of O in this compound is 2, it means 1 into 2 will give the number of oxygen atoms in this compound, that is 2. Correct? Now if you see this table, elements are carbon and oxygen in this particular reaction. Correct? Number of atoms of carbon in LHS is 1. Number of atoms of carbon in RHS is also 1. So number of atoms in LHS is equal to number of atoms on RHS. Whereas if you talk about oxygen, the second element involved in this reaction, in this equation, number of atoms in LHS of oxygen is coming out to be 2, and that is what the number of atoms of oxygen is coming out in RHS also, that is 2. So number of atoms of carbon and number of atoms of oxygen both in LHS and RHS are same. It means this reaction is already balanced in terms of conservation of mass. Correct? In other words, if you say the atomic mass of carbon is 12, on the left hand side the mass of carbon taken is 12. If you say the atomic mass of oxygen is 16, and since 2 oxygen are involved in LHS, the mass of oxygen used in LHS is 16 into 2, that is 32. So the total mass is 12 plus 32, that is 44. Whereas if we talk about RHS, since the number of carbon atom in RHS is 1, that means 12 gram of carbon, and the number of oxygen atoms in RHS is also 2, which means 60 into, that is 32 gram of oxygen. 12 plus 32 is again 44. So 44 gram of reactant is equal to 44 gram of product. So in terms of conservation of mass, the reaction is already balanced, right? Now, similarly, if we talk about the second reaction, that is zinc when placed in H2SO4 or zinc when allowed to react with H2SO4, sulfuric acid, it forms zinc sulfate, that is ZnSO4, and release hydrogen gas. Now let us see what are the elements involved in LHS of this equation and what are there the same elements in RHS. Now if we talk about LHS, we can see zinc as one element, we can see hydrogen as second element, we can see sulfur as third element, and we can see oxygen as fourth element. So there are 4 elements involved in LHS. If we talk about RHS, we can see one element as zinc, second as sulfur, third as oxygen, and fourth as hydrogen. It means the number of elements participating in this reaction are 4, and that is what the number in LHS also, and that is what the number in RHS also for elements. So let us write the number of elements, or the name of the elements rather, in this equation: zinc, sulfur, oxygen, and hydrogen. So the 4 elements involved in this equation is zinc, sulfur, oxygen, and hydrogen. Now let us count the number of atoms of each element in LHS first, and then we will count the number of atoms of each element in RHS then. Now using this concept of 3A2B3, where if you multiply the coefficient of compound with the suffix of element in the compound, you will get the number of atoms of that particular element in the compound. Using this concept, if I apply over here, you can see nothing has been written as the coefficient of Zn, that is zinc, and nothing has been written as the suffix of Zn, that is it is blank. It means the coefficient of zinc is 1 and suffix of zinc is also 1. Like I said, if I write x, it is understood coefficient of x is 1. 1x and x are the same. So if nothing has been written as the coefficient of this element and nothing has been written as the suffix of this element, it means 1 is the coefficient of element and 1 is the suffix of element. So 1 into 1 is 1. And in the second reactant you cannot see zinc, it means the number of atoms of zinc in LHS is 1. That is why I will write the number of atoms of zinc in LHS as 1. Now let us talk about the second element in LHS, that is hydrogen. If you see over here, nothing has been written as the coefficient of compound. It means the coefficient of compound is 1. But the suffix of hydrogen is 2. It means if you multiply the coefficient of this compound with the suffix of hydrogen, that is 1 into 2, the number of hydrogen atoms will be 2. Correct? Now let us talk about the third element, that is sulfur. Since the coefficient of this compound is 1, because nothing has been written as the coefficient of this compound, so it means the coefficient of compound should be 1. And nothing has been written as the suffix of sulfur, it means the suffix of sulfur is also 1. So coefficient into suffix will be the number of atoms of sulfur in this compound, that is 1 into 1. So the number of atoms of sulfur in LHS is 1. Correct? Now the fourth element is oxygen in LHS. Oxygen is not present in the first reactant, but in the second reactant oxygen is present. Now using the same concept, coefficient into suffix will give the number of atoms of that particular element in the compound. Coefficient of this compound is 1. Why? Because nothing has been written as the coefficient. So 1 will be the coefficient of this compound. Suffix of oxygen as element is 4. If you see over here, 4 has been written as the suffix of oxygen. Now coefficient of compound into suffix of element, that is 1 into 4, will be the number of oxygen atoms present in this compound, or in LHS rather. So 1 into 4 is 4. Now we have the number of atoms of each element on left hand side. For zinc we have number of atoms as 1. For sulfur we have number of atoms as 1. For oxygen we have number of atoms as 4, and for hydrogen we have number of atoms as 2. So what we can say is number of atoms of element zinc in LHS is 1, number of atoms of sulfur in LHS is also 1, number of atoms of oxygen in LHS is 4, and number of atoms of hydrogen in LHS is 2. Correct? Now using the same concept, same way, same method, that is coefficient of compound into suffix of element in that compound gives the number of atoms of that element in the compound. Let us see what are the different number of atoms of each element in RHS. Okay. Now if you see this compound ZnSO4, zinc sulfate, suffix of this compound is 1. Why? Because nothing has been written. Coefficient of this compound is 1 as nothing has been written ahead of this compound. Correct? So the coefficient of this compound is 1. Also, if you see the suffix of zinc, nothing has been written. So it means the suffix of zinc is also 1. So coefficient of the compound 1, suffix of zinc in this compound is also 1. So the number of atoms of zinc on RHS is also 1. Correct? Since the second product does not contain zinc, so we have counted number of zinc atoms on RHS using the first reactant itself. Now, if we talk about sulfur, coefficient of this compound is 1 as nothing has been written over there as the coefficient, whereas the suffix of sulfur is also 1 because nothing has been written as the suffix of sulfur. So coefficient of the compound is 1, suffix of sulfur in this compound is also 1, so number of sulfur atoms on RHS is also 1 into 1, that is 1. Correct? Now, talking about oxygen and hydrogen as the next two elements present in the RHS, let us see how many atoms of oxygen are there in RHS. If you see ZnSO4, it only contains oxygen, whereas the second product does not contain oxygen. So we will calculate the number of oxygen atoms using ZnSO4 itself. Now coefficient of this compound is 1 as nothing has been written there. I have repeated it many times. Coefficient of ZnSO4 is 1. Coefficient of this compound is 1. Suffix of oxygen in this compound is 4. So 1 into 4 is 4. That will be the number of oxygen atoms in RHS. So number of oxygen atoms in RHS is 4. Correct? Now, the last element, hydrogen, is written as the second product in this equation. Nothing has written as the coefficient of H2. It means the coefficient of H2 is 1, as 1x means the coefficient of x is 1 and x also means the coefficient of x is 1. Since nothing has been written as coefficient of H2, it means the coefficient of H2 is 1. The suffix of hydrogen in this molecule you can see is written as 2. So coefficient of molecule is 1, suffix of hydrogen in this molecule is 2. So number of atoms of hydrogen in this molecule will be 1 into 2, that is coefficient of molecule into suffix of hydrogen in that molecule, 1 into 2. That will come out to be 2 itself. Correct? Now if you see the second and third column, which is number of atoms of each element in LHS and number of atoms of each element in RHS. If you see for this particular reaction, it is coming out to be same 1 1 1 1 4 4 and 2 2. For zinc, number of atoms of zinc in LHS is also 1, in RHS it is also 1. Number of atoms of sulfur in LHS is also 1, in RHS also it is 1. Number of oxygen atoms in LHS is 4 and in RHS also it is 4. Number of hydrogen atoms in LHS is 2 and number of atoms of hydrogen in RHS is also 2. It means the number of atoms of each element in LHS is equal to number of atoms of each element in RHS. It means in terms of conservation of mass, this reaction is already balanced. We may not place any number. Correct? Now let us talk about the third reaction, that is Fe plus H2O gives Fe3O4 plus H2, hydrogen gas. Okay, do remember, we are not mentioning now physical states of each reactant and product. We are not mentioning the conditions also to required to make this equation or reaction successful, that is conditions of temperature, pressure, or any presence of catalyst. Correct? We are just trying to follow conservation of mass. We are just trying to balance the number of atoms of each element in LHS and RHS. Okay, now let us see how many number of atoms of Fe, that is iron, are there in LHS. Okay, since iron is present in only first component, first reactant, it is not present in second reactant. We will try to calculate the number of atoms from the first reactant itself. Correct? Using the same concept, coefficient of element or compound into suffix of that element or element in that compound. Now, if you see over here, it is only Fe. It means the coefficient is 1. Since nothing has been written, the coefficient will be 1. Suffix is also 1 since nothing has been written there. So, coefficient is 1, suffix is 1. So, number of atoms of iron will be 1 into 1, that is 1. And in second reactant, iron is not there. So, number of iron atoms in LHS will be 1. So, first of all, we write the name of the element, that is Fe, hydrogen and oxygen. Okay, so number of atoms of iron in LHS is coming out to be 1. Okay, now let us see what are the number of hydrogen atoms in LHS. The first reactant does not contain hydrogen, the second reactant contains hydrogen, and since there are only 2 reactants, we will try to calculate the number of hydrogen atoms from the second reactant itself. Okay, now if you see the coefficient of this compound, it is not, nothing has been written there. It means the coefficient of this compound is 1. If you see the suffix of hydrogen, 2 has been written there, which means the number of hydrogen atoms in this compound will be the coefficient of this compound into the suffix of hydrogen in this compound, that is 1 into 2. So number of hydrogen atoms in this compound or in LHS rather will be 1 into 2, that is 2. Okay, now the third element in LHS is oxygen. Okay, oxygen is present only in second reactant. In first reactant there is no oxygen atom. Okay, now the coefficient of this compound is 1 since nothing has been written, so the coefficient of this compound is 1, and since nothing has been written as the suffix of oxygen, it means the suffix of oxygen should also be 1. So coefficient of this compound into suffix of oxygen in this compound, that is 1 into 1, will give the number of oxygen atoms in this compound, that is 1 itself. 1 into 1, 1. So number of oxygen atoms in LHS is 1. We are done with all the elements. We have calculated the atoms of each element in LHS. Now let us see whether the number is coming out to be same for a number of atoms of each element in RHS or not. Now, if we talk about iron as the first element in RHS, we can see that iron is present only in the first product, but it is not present in the second product. Correct? Now, let us count how many atoms of iron are there in the first compound, first product. If you see, nothing has been written as the coefficient of this compound, so it means the coefficient of the compound is 1, and 3 is written as the suffix of iron. So number of atoms of iron in this compound will be coefficient of the compound into suffix of iron in this compound, that is 1 into 3. It means number of atoms of iron becomes 3. Correct? Now, if you talk about oxygen, number of oxygen atoms in product side RHS, oxygen is present only in first product, but it is not present in second product. It means that we will count the number of oxygen from the first product itself. Now, since nothing has been written as the coefficient of this compound, it means the coefficient of the compound is again 1, and 4 is written as the suffix of the element in this compound. It means the number of oxygen atom in this particular compound will be the coefficient of compound into suffix of the element in the compound, that is 1 into 4, which means 4. So number of oxygen atoms on right hand side is actually 4. Okay, now let us see how many hydrogen atoms are there in RHS. Since hydrogen is not present in the first product, it is present only in the second product, we can calculate the number of hydrogen atoms from second product itself. Also, since the coefficient, nothing has been written as the coefficient of this molecule, it means the coefficient of this molecule is 1. And the suffix of hydrogen in this molecule is written as 2. It means the number of hydrogen atoms in this molecule will be coefficient of this molecule into suffix of hydrogen in this molecule, that is 1 into 2. It means 2. Correct? Now, let us see, are the number of atoms of each element in LHS and RHS same? If they are not same, we will use some method to make them equal. That is why we can follow the conservation of mass and we can balance the chemical equation. Now, if you talk about number of atoms of iron in LHS, it is 1, but it is 3 in RHS. If you talk about hydrogen, number of hydrogen atoms in LHS is 2, but it is 2 in RHS also. But if you talk about oxygen atoms in LHS, there are only 1 atom of oxygen, but 4 in RHS. It means number of hydrogen atoms are same, but number of iron atoms and number of oxygen atoms are not same in LHS and RHS. Then there comes a requirement to balance this equation. And to balance this equation, we will use hit and trial method or error and trial method. The name of this method is hit and trial method. The name of this method is hit and trial method. Okay, we'll try to place the numbers and see whether finally the number of atoms of each element are balanced or not. Hit and trial method. It is also known as error and trial method. We try to balance iron first. If you see these two columns on the right hand side, number of iron atoms are not balanced. It is different in LHS, it is different in RHS. So we'll try to balance iron first, since we encounter with iron itself when we move from left to right hand side in this equation. So number of atoms of iron here in LHS is 1, here in RHS it is 3. We'll make iron as 3 in LHS itself. Also, do remember, while balancing equation, you cannot insert a number in the compound as suffix. You can always place the numbers as, or you can change the numbers as coefficient. Do remember, you cannot place numbers as suffix, but you can place numbers as coefficient. You can change the coefficient, but you cannot change the suffix. The rule is very important. You cannot change the suffix, but you can change the coefficients. So earlier the coefficient of iron in LHS was 1. I have changed the coefficient of iron as 3. It means the number of iron atoms in LHS is 3 into 1. Since the suffix remains same for iron, that is 1, I have changed the coefficient as 3. So number of iron atoms in LHS will be 3 into 1, that is 3. And that is what in RHS also. Correct? Now let us try to balance oxygen now. Since hydrogen is balanced, there are 2 hydrogen atoms in LHS and there are 2 hydrogen atoms in RHS. We will try to balance oxygen first. Number of oxygen atoms in LHS is only 1, correct? That is what written in the column also. Whereas number of oxygen atoms in RHS is 4, that is what written in column also, correct? The last one, 1 and 4. So since number of oxygen atom in RHS is 4 and since the oxygen atom in LHS is 1, I will place 4 just before H2O. Correct? Now by placing 4 just before H2O, or by changing the coefficient of H2O as 4, the stoichiometric coefficient as 4, The number of atoms now of oxygen will be 4 into 1. The suffix of oxygen in this compound remains same. You cannot change the suffix. It was 1 earlier also, it is now 1 itself. Correct? So coefficient into suffix of oxygen will be 4 into 1, and that is what the number of oxygen in RHS. It means oxygen is also now balanced. Number of oxygen atoms in LHS is equal to number of oxygen atom in RHS. But a new problem has just arose, that is, if you see hydrogen, by placing 4 ahead of H2O or by changing the coefficient of H2O by 4, the number of hydrogen atoms will become 4 into 2. The suffix of hydrogen atoms in this compound is 2. You have made the coefficient of this compound as 4, the stoichiometric compound as 4. It means the number of hydrogen atoms in LHS will now be 4 into 2, that is 8. But if you see RHS, there are only 2 hydrogen atoms. Okay? It means we have to make some changes in RHS to make the hydrogen here itself, here also as 8. So if I place 4, or if I change the stoichiometric coefficient of H2 from 1 to 4, then let us see what the number of hydrogen atoms here it becomes. Earlier the suffix of hydrogen in this molecule was 2. Since we are not allowed to change the suffix, it remains 2, but we have changed the stoichiometric coefficient of H2 from 1 to 4. It means the number of hydrogen atoms in this particular molecule will now become the coefficient into suffix of hydrogen in this molecule, that is 4 into 2, which means 8. Correct? So it means hydrogen is also balanced. Now again let us see this reaction and calculate the number of atoms of each element in LHS and RHS and see whether it is coming out to be same or not. If it does not come out to be same, it means the chemical equation is still unbalanced. If it comes out to be same, it means the chemical equation is balanced. So I will just erase these numbers and count once again to see whether the number of atoms of each element in LHS and RHS are coming out to be same or not after I have applied hit and trial method to this chemical equation. Okay. Now starting with iron again, we have 3 elements: iron, hydrogen and oxygen. We have 3 elements: iron, hydrogen and oxygen, both in LHS and RHS. Correct? Now let us count the number of iron in LHS again. Coefficient, since iron is present in the very first reactant itself and it is not present in the second reactant, we can calculate the number of iron atoms only from first reactant. Now the coefficient of iron in this reaction is 3. Correct? You can see that this 3 in white written just ahead of iron. The coefficient of iron is 3. The suffix of iron is 1. Since nothing has been written, so suffix of iron will be 1. So coefficient into suffix will give the number of iron atoms, that is 3 into 1 will be 3. So number of iron atoms in LHS is actually 3. Correct? Now moving further, let us calculate the number of hydrogen atoms and oxygen atoms. With iron we are done in LHS. Now hydrogen is present only in the second reactant, it is not present in the first reactant. It means I can calculate the number of hydrogen atoms only from the second reactant. Now seeing this reactant, I can see 4, you can see 4 written in white over here. 4 is the coefficient of this compound, 2 is the suffix of hydrogen in this compound. It means the coefficient of this compound into suffix of hydrogen in this compound will give the number of hydrogen atoms in this compound. That is 4 into 2, that is 8. So number of hydrogen atoms in this compound, or in LHS rather, since this compound only contains hydrogen, we can say the number of atoms of hydrogen in this compound or the number of hydrogen in LHS will be 4 into 2, that is 8. So number of hydrogen atoms in LHS is 8. Correct? Now, if we talk about oxygen, oxygen is present only in the second reactant. So to calculate the number of oxygen atoms, we will talk only about the second reactant. The coefficient of this reactant is 4. The coefficient of this compound is 4. the suffix of oxygen in this compound is 1, since nothing has been written here. So the suffix of this element oxygen is 1. So the coefficient into suffix of this element will give the number of oxygen atoms in this particular reactant and also in this LHS. Why? Because the first reactant does not contain oxygen. So whatever will be the number of oxygen atoms in this compound will be the number of oxygen atoms in LHS. So 4 into 1 is 4. So number of oxygen atoms in LHS is coming out to be 4. Okay. So we are done with the LHS. We have calculated the number of each element in LHS. Let us see whether the number of atoms of those same elements is coming out to be same in RHS or not. Now, in RHS we have two different products, Fe3O4 and 4H2. The second product does not contain iron. It means that we can calculate the number of iron atoms using the first product only. Correct? Now, if you see the first product, the coefficient of this product is 1. Since nothing has been written there, it means the coefficient of this particular compound Fe3O4 is 1. The suffix of iron in this compound is 3, written over here. Right? So the number of iron atoms in this compound will be the coefficient of this compound into suffix of this element in the compound. That is 1 into 3. So number of iron atoms on right hand side is 1 into 3, that is 3. Correct? Similarly, if we talk about oxygen as the second element, we can see oxygen is present only in the first product, it is not present in the second product. Also, in the first product, the coefficient of the product is 1 since nothing has been written there, and the suffix of oxygen in this product is 4. So the coefficient of this product into suffix of the oxygen in this product, that is 1 into 4, that is 4, will give the number of oxygen atoms in the RHS. So number of oxygen atoms in RHS is coming out to be 4. Now, we are done with iron, we are done with oxygen. Number of iron atoms in RHS is 3. Number of oxygen atoms in RHS is 4. We are left with hydrogen only. Now let us see how many hydrogen atoms are there in RHS. Since hydrogen is present only in second product, it is not present in first product, we can calculate the number of hydrogen atoms only from the second product. Correct? Also, the coefficient of the second product, that is H2, is written as 4. After we have applied the numbers, the coefficient of second product comes out to be 4. Correct? And the suffix of hydrogen in this molecule is 2. So number of hydrogen atoms in this molecule is coefficient of this molecule into suffix of hydrogen in this molecule, that is 2. So 4 into 2 is 8. So number of hydrogen atoms in RHS is coming out to be 8. Correct? Now let us see, we are done with calculating the number of atoms of each element in LHS also. We are done with calculation of number of atoms in RHS also. Correct? Now let us see whether these numbers are coming out to be same or not. If they come out to be same, then the reaction is balanced. If they do not comes out to be same, then the reaction is still unbalanced. Now, number of iron atoms in LHS is 3. In RHS it is also 3. It means these two numbers are same, so iron is balanced. Number of hydrogen in LHS is 8. In RHS it is also 8. It means hydrogen is also balanced. Correct? Number of oxygen in LHS is 4 and number of oxygen atoms in RHS is also 4. It means oxygen is also balanced. Since the number of atoms of each element in LHS is equal to number of atoms of each element in RHS, it means the reaction is balanced. This reaction is balanced. So this is how you balance a chemical equation. Now let us understand this balancing of chemical equation with another example, and in the same way to understand that if this reaction is balanced, then it follows conservation of mass. I have already said that we will learn about physical states. We will talk about a complete balanced equation by mentioning the physical states of each reactant and product, and also by mentioning the conditions like temperature, pressure or presence of any catalyst is there or not, writing above and below this arrow later on. We are just trying to follow conservation of mass by balancing the atoms of each element on LHS and RHS. Now, the fourth equation is N2 plus H2 gives NH3. Correct? So, let us see how many elements are there in LHS and RHS. If we see the LHS, nitrogen is present, hydrogen is present. If we see the RHS, nitrogen is present, hydrogen is present.